I have an NBA basketball game tonight, and then tomorrow I'm being filmed all day by CNBC, which I haven't actually told anybody yet. And then I'm flying out the next day to Manchester to take a train to Liverpool to be a groupie for Paul. He's going on the start of his tour in the UK, and so we're doing Liverpool and then Manchester the next night. And then I'm flying back. I just figured we could hang out. You want to come along? I think it's going to be a good time. But first we have a meeting in the Novotel. Novotel is actually owned by Accor, and Accor, I don't know how we say it in English to be honest, is who sponsors the stadium. Like the Bercy Stadium is the Accor Stadium. They invited Lindsay to a thing tonight, and she invited me along, and that's how I ended up at this part. But that's not how we got into the game.
Me too. My friend Jay, he ended up paying for the...
Man, I'm sorry I couldn't get you a ticket.
I got tickets, don't worry about it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You did?
I have a friend who works in the only other time I've been here was during the Olympics. So it's kind of cool to come back for the NBA now, and then I have no idea how I'm going to one-up this, but we're on a good trend here. Well, unfortunately, my ticket has already been scanned. The guy said it beeped red instead. It's supposed to beep green when you're going in. So, quick update. It wasn't. I don't know where I got the idea that it was tourism for Accor that we were meeting, but it was tourism for Indiana, like Visit Indy. That's who was meeting Lindsay. So I met them briefly, and then now I'm waiting for Richard so we can go into the game. You might have noticed that my hat got a little puffed up, and that's because the guys at the Indiana Tourism Board gave me this little hat. But since Eric, my friend, got me in and Indy didn't, I'm going to give this one to Richard so that he's repping for the Pacers tonight, and I'm sticking with the hometown, home state. Not gonna lie, it's weird to see the NBA in Paris. It's very weird. It's great. It's my first NBA game. Hey, there we go.
Spurs, Pacers.
At the twilight, let's sleep.
Il y a des fans des Spurs ici?
It's an odd experience watching the NBA in Paris. Thanks again, Eric. That was great. Dude, watching Wemby play live, like, what a crazy. How is he real? How is that a human being on the court? Like the whole game just slowed down for him. Like those guys didn't stand a chance. What can I say? So the video that I haven't actually started talking about yet is one that I'm not even making, and that's CNBC reached out and asked if they could do a millennial money on me, which is actually really good timing because I've been wanting to talk more about like the creator economy, how I make money, make one of those videos to explain what's going on here, both as a way of saying like this is how you can make it work maybe, and also get into the conversation of like, can we anymore? Are those windows closing? Because I kind of feel like they might be, especially with all the AI stuff that's been going on. Things are kind of nutty right now. So anyways, Kadar's here filming me. You'll see him in a couple of these shots. So I've been thinking a little bit around like, how do I talk about my bankruptcy? How do I talk about how I made it work here? And then how do I see the future unfolding? So it feels like a little bit of a three-part series that we'll end up doing. We'll get out of here. You'll get an idea what this looks like later. Oh wow, I can really see my bald head in the lens of the camera right now. Hold on, that's shiny. Look at that.
Yeah, I think we got her at a good time because it might actually be harder to do this.
I think the manager wanted me to. So the funny thing is that the manager wanted me to film when this place was full. Then Colin Field, our lovely bartender, rated one of the best bartenders in the world, who has a residency here on Fridays, has been around luxury for a long time. Was like, please don't film the faces of any of the clientele while they're here. Fair enough. We are adhering to that. That's actually a very standard thing in most French spaces. I try not to film whoever's around, especially in bars. You never know who's out with their mistress. We opted, that's what he was saying without saying it. We've been served some delicious drinks. I am on dry January, but when a guy who's literally created drinks, including this one, offers you one.
He also made comments that were interesting about the glass.
Yeah,
right?
about how like he wants them to be frozen.
But frozen like sub-temperatures.
At a very specific temperature. It's really cool, and he's lovely, very nice person. And I think that's kind of the theme of this video, is like, I don't know what my life has become at this point. I'm very fortunate to have friends.
Look, we take the opportunities.
Boy, do we take the opportunities. Who are you guys waiting for? I got guess what I'm trying to say is that even though last year ended on a really difficult note, and it's been a stressful period, things are going pretty well, and I want to like take the time to acknowledge that and just have a little bit of fun along the way.
Did you tell him we're going to Manchester?
Would you shut your filthy mouth?
Because they don't need to know that I'm in Manchester. Thanks to today's sponsor, NordVPN. With one click of the button, I'm back in Paris and nowhere near Manchester as far as my French bank is concerned. Because whenever I travel and I try to pay with my French card, which I'm doing less and less for this very reason, somehow they don't believe that I'm actually a traveling, and then I have to verify that I am. But in order to do so, I have to do so from France. Half the time, like they freak. So just to make things easier, I turn on NordVPN, open my bank account, verify whatever it is they're asking me to verify, and suddenly they're not asking me any questions anymore or demanding that I make phone calls or whatever nonsense the French bank tends to do. If you happen to be traveling or you would like to pretend to be traveling at any given point, you could do so with NordVPN using my code Jay Swanson or the QR code on the screen right now to get yourself a handsome discount. It helps the channel, helps me out. Thank you NordVPN for sending me to definitely not Manchester, and we absolutely are not heading to Liverpool next. We have a train at 4 o'clock to get to Liverpool for Paul's show this evening, but there are 35 Space Invaders in this city. I'm going to nail all of them over this weekend. The show here is tomorrow, so plenty more time. No rush, but you know, you want to make a dent in it as best you can. It's starting off a little bit rough because, I think I have one in this neighborhood actually. This is like half how I want to travel, either with my friend on tour or for Space Invaders are two good excuses to go on trips. And this is a cool area. Like, I really feel like I need to spend more time in Manchester. This city seems pretty cool. I didn't have that one. It's the first one he put in the city. It's got a lot going on. Apparently the northern quarter's got, there was the food and coffee that I just walked by. Okay, this is the one downside to going on tour. You're only in a place for a very brief period of time. I feel like I gotta come back and explore more. This is really cool. I think I'm very overdue for a full tour of the UK, though. There's so many, I've never been to so many cities. This place is so cool. I mean, is this not just super charming? Like, why are we even going to Liverpool? There's sun, there's cute buildings, all that food that I haven't tried yet, and so many Space Invaders. There aren't any invaders in Liverpool. Zero. Why are we going to Liverpool?
4 bananas, 4 fresh bananas.
Lovely.
Banana.
Oh yeah. Cheers. Wait, so why did we come to Liverpool?
Because the first date of my entire tour of 2025 is in Liverpool, but we flew to Manchester because Manchester's a better city, and we're sleeping in Manchester because Manchester's a better city.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is probably one of the best first shows I've been to, so.
I won't disagree with you. Liverpool. Fucking compared to the last time.
You crushed it.
Easy.
Adam, where?
I need to do something. No,
Where am I from?
Don't record this.
Where am I from?
Talking about something.
Where?
I did some yoga in my hotel this morning, and I don't know what I did, but I kind of jacked my knee. Like, if I straighten it out, it feels like it's kind of swollen on the backside. So I'm walking it off and finding Space Invaders and hopefully not making it worse in the process.
The other issue, of course, is finding some coffee. I'm feeling a little rough around the edges. Definitely coming out of dry January with Paul is one way to do it, but I got into dry January largely because of Paul, because he was doing it. And honestly, I was feeling like, you know what, it'd be good to take a break. And I'm glad I did. I think I'm gonna reduce the alcohol intake because apparently I'm janking up my knees and I don't process the alcohol as well as I used to. Maybe it's time to actually make a little concession to biology, treat myself with a little bit more kindness. I mean, not that this was like my end goal or anything, but don't people drink coffee around here on Sundays? What's going on? Also, my knee is kind of itchy, which I don't know what that means. Foundation. This is the spot that was popping up on Google Maps. I know nothing about it, but I walked by it twice somehow. And I mean, I guess it's kind of hidden here, but if you think of the big signs that said coffee, I'd have seen it. Thank you very much. It's a lifesaver. Appreciate it. The guest roaster is tasty. One of the things that I've had to start doing for myself as an adult, in the whole process of growing up and treating myself the way that I should have been treated the entire time, is to remind myself that things are going to be okay. Like when my anxiety spikes or when I start thinking about things that haven't even happened yet, getting into like arguments or conflict that don't even exist, to remind myself of the fact that this isn't happening right now. This doesn't exist. It probably never will happen. Like, I need to just kind of let myself know that it's going to be okay, that it's going to be safe. And that's basically what this video actually is for me, is taking the time to look around and just recognize, like, my life is actually pretty cool. Like, coming out of a really difficult time and still going through a bit of a tough time, just to take a second to like actually pay attention to the fact that I'm hanging out in Manchester with some really cool street art, some of my favorite people, traveling, having a great time, laughing, drinking a little bit. Like, life is good, and I'm very, very grateful for it, and I don't want to forget that, because I've spent so much of my life not being grateful for my life, not being where I wanted to be, not being with who I wanted to be with, not traveling, not whatever. There's so many things that I was dissatisfied with in life, and it's short, and I want to stop that, and I want to take the time to really appreciate what I do have, and recognize that what I do have and what I've built for myself is actually pretty freaking great. I think the other thing that makes it kind of challenging is that I'm aware of how hard life is for everyone, or a lot of people right now, maybe not everybody, but it can feel a little bit braggadocious to be publicly reminding myself that things are actually okay. But my hope is that, it generates a little bit of hope for anybody else who's struggling, that doesn't think that things are going to be okay, to know they can be okay, and it's worth powering through and taking good care of yourself so you don't have to force it. You can enjoy your life. I find that the better I take care of myself, the easier things actually get, because I have the energy, a little bit more stamina, and I bounce back faster than if I'm not taking care of myself. There's an invader over here. It's not far. I think it's just right over. I don't see it yet. Oh, I think there it is. You know what I actually realized as I was saying that is it's not just a sensitivity to others and not wanting to offend other people, but the root of it is actually that I don't believe that I deserve to be okay. Like, at my very core, I don't know that I believe that I deserve success, that I deserve adoration, love, that I deserve security, that I deserve to have fun, that I deserve to be a weird nerd that likes to go around finding tile mosaics of ancient video games and scanning them for basically nothing more than bragging rights against my friends, one of whom I will be sending screenshots of all of this to, just because I know she's not going to make it here anytime soon. And I want to change that. I want to own it. I want to believe at my root that I deserve this. I deserve to be happy. I'm getting to the edge of the Space Invader hunt here, and I have 15 minutes to make it to Dishoom, which is probably about a 15-minute walk away. And then I found a coffee roaster under the tram line. I love this kind of thing. I have to try it. Yum. Okay. 2 more invaders over here, and then I gotta bounce. And this is why I love invader hunting, because I would never have come down here and found this on my own. Like, what the? This is so cool. I'm gonna stop trying to sell you on the whole thing, because if you're not into it at this point, I can't help you. Okay, I see. Oh, am I in the wrong spot? Okay, we gotta go up those stairs. What? Try and make it a habit when I'm in the UK to buy books, because they can be really hard to find in Paris. And I don't want to order anything from Amazon anymore. That looks so good. And last one. I got every single Space Invader in Manchester. That's still alive. There are a few of them that were destroyed. But otherwise, I got them all, which is great. Check that off the list.
Wow! Normally at this point they cheer just to piss me off.
Hi, I've got Paul Taylor here.
Lovely, just come through the door and then it's just up one flight of the stairs on your right.
Thank you.
No worries.
Is it?
Hi, I'm Jay. It was Glenn, you said? It's cold on the noggin.
Thanks for making me walk 25 kilometers.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks to my patron producer of the day, Mark Greenwood, and all of my delightful patrons, and my dad, who's been a patron of mine for a long time, and also paid for the airfare and hotel for me to come do this trip because he knew it would do me some good to get out of Paris for a minute. It was a really nice gesture on his part and really kind and generous. And I love my dad, and I just wanted to thank him for that. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Paul and Adam, as always, for just making this so much fun. I look forward to touring more in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you back in Paris.
Would you shut your filthy mouth? That's all.